What is this audio? Andrew Cuomo blames Zohran Mamdani's young Jewish pro-Palestinian voters for his primary loss. That's probably true.
The primary...
What's the article attached to this? What's the source? Forward. Okay.
The primary was a shock to me. I never saw it coming, frankly. And I lost. And it's embarrassing to lose. And it hurts to lose. And the way it happened was even worse because all the polls had me up 15 points. And all the geniuses say, you know, you're up 15 points, you want to play it safe, you want to play it safe. And he was nowhere on the radar screen, Mamdani, just nowhere on the radar screen. So we played it safe. I didn't engage him. I didn't debunk him enough. I wasn't aggressive enough, which is really ironic because all my life I'm too aggressive, I'm too combative, I'm too tough. And then on election day, there was an historic turnout that nobody has ever seen anything like it. There was an explosion of the under 30 vote. Under 30 white socialists who voted 3, 4, 5 times what anyone had ever seen. And that totally changed the numbers. There were about 100,000 young under 30 who had never voted before. I lost by 100,000 votes, 400,000 to 500,000. The young people who came out, they were socialists and they were pro-Palestinian. And I would wager that in that primary, more than 50% of the Jewish people voted for Mamdani. More than 50%. Because with those young people, the under 30 people, they are pro-Palestinian and they don't consider it being anti-Israel. I am, as you know, 100%.
So do you think this speech is, so wait, hold on, I want a little bit more info here. Is this a breakfast event Saturday at the Hampton Synagogue to a crowd of about 450 people? Is this a fundraising thing? Because is this he's just showing up at a regular event at the synagogue, or is it specifically like a Cuomo fundraiser / support thing? I'm just wondering what the context of him saying all this is in, you know? There's no chance of him beating Mamdani. He already conceded. It's horrible optics to lose in the primary and then run in the general.
Percent supporter of Israel. I went out and I spoke to that. I spoke to that everywhere. That's my tradition. It was my father before me. I was the most aggressive governor in the United States on behalf of Israel. I was the first against BDS. We did a number of trade missions back and forth.
Right. We proclaim our fealty. That's right. Our loyalty. So yeah, it's a supporter. It's a fundraiser thing. Gotcha. So this isn't like a regular synagogue. This is just an event hosted at a synagogue, but presumably this is like AIPAC shit, right? That's when the audience comes in and applause support for Israel. Really? Bragging about like your fealty, you're opposing BDS laws. Okay, I get you. This is pathetic then. He's like falling back on his base. He's been tapped in by the deep state, and the deep state, you know, through AIPAC or whatever, like high level Democratic or Republican supporters were like, dude, we can't let Mamdani win. You got to run in there, you know? They chose to do it through Israel. They chose to do it through nonstop attacks against Mamdani, saying, well, you're not loyal enough to Israel to be mayor of New York City, you know? So this is what he's stuck with right now. Like the only real attack that he and Eric Adams have against Mamdani is, well, you're still not pro-Israel enough on behalf of Israel. What the, yeah, did you see the debate? Did you see the media smear campaigns against Mamdani saying that Mamdani didn't oppose the Holocaust? And telling Mamdani that Jewish New Yorkers might be upset that he doesn't support their prime minister Netanyahu, even though they're Americans, not Israelis. Like the deep state like rallied behind a cause here, and in this case, as in many cases recently, they've chosen Israel.
We have the largest Jewish population outside of Israel, and I was proud to be the strongest advocate. But many, especially younger people, don't consider saying anti-Israel is different than being anti-Semitic.
That's crazy. It's crazy that there are people who think that. Baffling.
Being anti-Israel to them means anti-Bibi's policies, anti-Israel government policies. And they are. And they are. And they were highly motivated, and they came out to vote. And that totally distorted what was expected. And in many ways, it was a national wave that has been building. This socialist wave in the Democratic Party, this AOC, Bernie Sanders going across the country, the No Kings, brought out hundreds of thousands of young people at rallies all across the country, basically fueled by anti-Trump. But anti-Trump then fits with socialism, then fits with pro-Palestinian, and he was the perfect vehicle for this under 30 wave.
It honestly sounds like he's trying to explain to a bunch of out-of-touch old rich people like how this could have happened. Like all the people in here are like, what happened? We backed you. You had all the money. We gave you all the money and you had the incumbency. What happened? Like he's not even narrativizing it that much. It's more like he has to explain to a crowd of old people like, so yeah, it turns out a lot of young left-leaning people don't like genocide. And Mamdani did a good job. So our attacks against him saying that he wasn't showing enough fealty to a foreign nation, they didn't work that well. Somehow, a bunch of young people, he believes in enfranchising voters rather than disenfranchising them. You know what I mean? It's like this bizarre effort to... Yeah, his analysis isn't incorrect. That's what I mean. Like, it doesn't come across as like narrativizing or rallying for donations or anything. It's like he has to explain himself. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he's being made to explain his failure to a bunch of his supporters, which... Ugh, you know, like these the guys who backed you. Is there more to the audio? I would love more to the audio. He's not even explaining how he'll win this time. Well, he did say that he'll be more aggressive, which, you know, it does sound in his tone. It does sound like he doesn't want to be there, though. Like it really does sound like that. 500 billion more to Israel. That'll do it. Hi, AOC. During the primary, Cuomo said he would adopt the controversial International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance definition of anti-Semitism, which labels many forms of anti-Zionism as anti-Semitic. Mayor Eric Adams, who opted out of the primary run for re-election as an independent amid scandals, signed an executive order last month implementing the IHRA definition. The move allows the city to prosecute some anti-Israel rhetoric as a hate crime. I love my America Last governance. I love my all must bow and show fealty to Israel. Of course, these aren't really like pro-Jewish or pro-Israeli policies. They're just anti-left policies. Or to put it another way, we've seen the government go after anti-Zionist lefties extensively since Trump took office. Have you heard of a single anti-Semitic right-winger being attacked by the government? Even one? A single, like, immigrant from, I don't know, Serbia or something? A single example that you can think of? Like an anti-Zionist or an anti-Semite, like either or both. Have you heard of anyone on the right getting targeted? No. Has nothing to do with protecting Jewish people. That has nothing to do with Jewish people, to be honest. Crazy stuff.